Good evening. It is Thursday and I'm coming on today based on questions that I have received in my mailbox. And I'm kind of just quickly doing this because I don't really have that much time on my hands today. I'm swamped. But I'm just going to quickly do this for those who sent me questions. One question came in saying, thanks so much for joining. One question came in saying, I got divorced and I started dating and it feels like crap. Why do I keep meeting all these crazy partners? The second one was after a breakup, she met someone and she's been meeting all the crazy guys she's ever met in her life after a breakup while single. Why does it feel that way? Why is it happening rampantly now? Because I do get tons of questions regarding this every time I check my mailbox. Someone is dating and finding the crappy partner. Someone is dating and trying to see who is responsible or reliable that they can meet. And it's just the same old bullcrap. Why do you keep meeting the crappy partners? And why is it that relationships are getting so messed up in today's world? Two things. Let me start with two things that really mess people up after a breakup or a divorce. The trauma of what they've gone through. The trauma of what they've gone through. The second thing is fear. And that fear is the fear of rejection. So people tend to package what it is. Let me type those two things out. Two things. The trauma of the past pain, the trauma of past experience, and fear. And these two things hold you back because you keep reenacting the relationship that has ended because you're trying to find answers as to why the relationship ended. Why did it end up in divorce? What did I do wrong? And all you're channeling in that moment is anger. Anger towards the partner, anger towards yourself in the process of trying to find solution to what led to where you currently are after a breakup or a divorce. The second thing is the fear of rejection. I've been rejected. I'm trying to find someone who will not reject me, but in the process of finding a new partner who will not reject me, I may package myself in a way where I'm being accepted, but then I get the reminiscence of what just happened, the breakup or the divorce, and boom, I run back into my shell and prevent myself from getting hurt. It's a way of protecting your heart. But when you overguard your heart, what happens is you get hurt or you lose a great partner. Let me say that. When you overguard your heart, when you overguard your heart, you will either lose a great partner or hi Caroline, thanks so much for joining, or get hurt. Because you're really packaging who you're not to be accepted for who you want to be in a relationship just to get out of the brokenness. But you haven't really focused on the grieving, the forgiveness, the healing, the becoming a better version of you, and to really get to the point where you are preparing yourself for what you truly deserve. One of the greatest reasons why people go through such traumatic experience after a breakup in the process of trying to find a new partner is you're trying to rush. Fear of being alone sinks in, and it's like, I just found someone. This is my happiness, but you haven't found the happiness for yourself. You haven't created that happy place for yourself. And so you're looking for other people to create the happy place. And those people don't know you as much as you know yourself. They may have a perception of who you are based on what you present. And based on that, they will treat you according to how and where they are operating from. How they are operating in their own personal space, what you presented, and the things that they're also going through. And so what you end up seeing is I'm finding someone who talks about the past pain or the past experience because they're still traumatized by it. They're still trying to figure out why me? Why did this happen? They don't have a solution to it yet. And so you come in and you're also going through, and it becomes pity party. You say your part, he or she says her part, and you're like consoling each other up. But you're not dealing with the root cause. You're not dealing with the healing process or the grieving process. Reality is this. No one can help you grieve by yourself. No one can help you grieve but yourself. And so if you haven't grieved, if you haven't gone through the healing process, if you haven't taken the time to really focus on what you're learning about yourself, the lessons you're taking from the divorce or the previous relationship, what it's revealing to you about yourself, what you tend to do is get sympathy from somebody else, and you both have pity parties. And the pity party leads to the feelings, and the feelings and the emotions begin to race. But reality is feelings and emotions expire. Feelings and emotions expire. And once they expire, you're back to the place of anger where you started from. Why am I in this place again? Why did this happen to me again? There's so many crappy partners out there. I haven't found the right one. Because you haven't taken the time to be the right one. The reason why I'm sharing today is I really want you to understand. I tell people I've been single for 10 years now and I'm loving it. Have I met people? Yes. Is it the road I want to go? No. I evaluate my requirements. I evaluate and I say, you know what? This isn't what I need. I know what I need. I've done my healing work. So if you're coming and you don't have anything that I see has helped you heal and mature enough, it's an X. And so you have to look at it after a breakup or a divorce. It's not the longing for a new partner. It's what have I learned about myself that I'm giving away that keeps bringing me the hurt and the pain. Because the goal is to move beyond the pain. No one was designed for pain. We were all created in love. But if you don't recognize the love that you are, and you hold on to the pain from the past, you would attract more pain to yourself. And all the pain is doing is bringing you to an awareness what it is you need to discover about yourself at the moment. I've had to do this journey. It was very, very painful. You will go through the ringing stage. You will go through the separation anxiety stage. You will go through a stage where you will even doubt yourself. And I've documented this in my book, Being Single and Beyond the Pain. But you have to ask yourself, what do you truly deserve? The crappy partners that you're meeting, or the love that you need to attract? See, it's very easy when you heal, when you've grieved, when you've forgiven, when you've moved into a space of love for yourself. I shared my quote last night about if you don't feel happy with yourself prior to being married or in a relationship, you will never be happy. Because what you're going to do is look for the partner to make you become the happy person. But that happiness is only short term. It's not long term. They can make you smile, they can make you laugh, they can make you feel happy in your feelings, but your feelings expire. You don't want to stay in the feelings. You want to stay in the reality of it all. How healthy am I mindset? How healthy am I in my space? How comfortable am I in my space that I know that if this person ill-treats me, I know how to set the boundaries and I'm not accepting the pain that they're bringing towards me. Once you have healed, no one has the power to hurt you. Once you have healed, no one has the power to hurt you. All you will do is learn lessons. And you see them as, I'm still not aware of this thing about myself. There are no crappy partners. What happens is people have so much fear in this world. Fear of I'm going to be rejected. Fear of I'm not going to be liked enough. Fear of if I don't put up this front, this partner may run. And so you package it. And because you package it, what typically happens is when you get into the relationship, you're trying to make that partner be everything that you've desired that they may not even know about. Oh, you're not doing it this way. Oh, you're going too fast paced for me. Oh, you're not slow enough for me. Oh, you're rushing me. Oh, you're doing this because you haven't really examined those things you need to work on. Those things that you don't have to camouflage. Those things that make you be your true self when you meet the partner. So they really see, this is who this person is. I don't have to fake it to them. I don't have to force them to try and get what I want done. Because wants are temporary. Your needs are what you need to focus on. And so it's like, she's too fast for me. He's too slow for me. Oh, he's not getting it. She's not getting it. No, they can't get it because they don't know where you are and where you need to be at. Because what happens when you become healthy and you've healed and you've really moved forward to a space of love is you will see that partner as a reflection of you. And when they're doing anything, what you're doing is you're looking at yourself and saying, what if that was me on the other side of the coin? How would I react? How would I reason with them? Think before you act. Reason before you react. And if you're not doing it, then you're not going to be able to see your partner as a reflection of who you are, because you are indeed a reflection of your partner. The real partner God created for you. Not the distractions, not the ones that are bringing to your awareness where you need to be with yourself. But the one meant for you that no one can ever take away. You won't have to lose that partner. You will recognize if you need to give them space to have their me time. It's not like you're possessive or obsessive about them. You let things go. Hey, my partner wants to go out. You're not looking at, hey, you're not back at 10 p.m. No, because you know that you're two people becoming one and they still have their own life and you still do yours. The reason why there are so many crappy relationships is because people are not taking the time to heal and they're packaging stuff up. And you're trying to please than trying to make your partner see who you truly are. This is me. Oh, you want to go 10 days without having a conversation? That's fine, because you know what? If you need your me time, go ahead. Have it. You're not going to be monitoring and chasing and pleading and begging and screaming on top of your voice, because you recognize your partner is who they are and you are who you are. But if you're searching for someone to make you feel whole and complete, that only person is you. The only person who can make you whole or complete is you. Because you were created that way. The only person, and I'm only trying to type for those that are reading, the only person who can make you whole, complete or whole, if I can type, is you. And as long as you're doing the work is very painful. I will not lie to you. It's not an easy process. When I had to go through my healing process, I cried for days and nights. Because I started to realize the things that I was compromising myself with that I didn't even have to do. I had a 4-hour conversation with a friend and his wife last night. 4 hours on the phone. They were calling me because they were concerned that I've been single for 10 years. And they're wondering why I'm not in a relationship. And I said, y'all don't know how much I've come through the healing process, to the point where I'm so comfortable with myself and I'm not ready to give myself up to anybody's pain. So I meet people, but they don't meet my criteria. You can call me high maintenance if you want, but I'm sticking by it. My high standards are going to stay until God brings the right person, if that's his will for me to be in another relationship. But you have to recognize it. Everybody has fear, including myself. Fear of being rejected. Fear of going into another relationship after a breakup or a divorce. Think about it. People that have been married 15, 20, 30 years prior. I was married 15 years prior. And I already have a teenager. So imagine somebody coming. I'm going to be like, I've been there before. I have to make sure my heart is guarded. I have to protect me, because no one can protect you as much as you can protect yourself. Even if you have a partner that's your protector, they cannot protect you as much as yourself, because you are the only person who knows you well. The partner will try and know and understand you, but you know more than anybody in your life will know. This is real talk. Stop running from one to another to another. Examine your life and say, you know what? I'm tired of this freaking crap. One relationship to another relationship to another relationship. Get done with your past. Bury it. Create a memorial for it. Say goodbye to it by healing, grieving, and forgiving yourself and whoever it is, and moving forward. When you forgive yourself and whoever it is that broke up with you or got divorced from you, you're creating a life of kindness for yourself, a life of love for yourself, a life of receiving the blessings that you truly deserve for yourself. Because when you're free of the pain that you have, bitterness will no longer be a choice for you. Unhappiness will no longer be a choice for you. Anger will no longer be a choice for you. You've gotten beyond the pain. And you're to the place where you're looking at yourself and saying, you know what? I know what I need. 4 hours with a couple friend of mine, childhood friend of mine yesterday. They were praying, and I said, you know what? You're all praying for a relationship. Why not pray for my finances first? Pray for my finances before you pray for a man for me. Pray that my child going to college will not have to worry about tuition. That's where I am now. My priorities are changed. And you have to really evaluate your priority. Are you priority in your own life? Are you priority in your life? Before you make somebody else priority in your own space. Are you priority in your own life? Think about it. How are you making yourself priority and not an option? Because what happens is, if somebody cannot see you as priority from how they're perceiving you or receiving you, they won't be able to treat you as priority. If you keep trying to chase and beg, you won't make yourself priority. They're already going to disrespect you because you're begging, you're chasing, you're pleading, and you're trying to make them your own. And they may not be for you. They may just be bringing you awareness of what you don't know yet. The truth is, after a divorce, your life will become miserable. That's the truth. For your first 3 years, your life will be miserable because your focus is on the pain. You're trying to find why this happened. How did you get here? That fear of rejection, that separation anxiety is going through your mind. And you're going to talk about the other partner like they're still present in your life. You see them, you get angry. You look at anything that reminds you of them, you get angry. I had a client once who built a room in her home and put all her ex ex's picture in the room. And I said, what are you doing with this? You're building a temple? Or what are you building? Because this place you have created with his pictures are only gonna get you in a sinking boat. Because you're gonna go in that room and cry about your life every single day, and nothing's gonna change. Stop leaving yourself behind. Stop it. I used to leave myself behind, but now I realize if I'm not where I want to be, how can I make somebody else take me there if I'm not doing the work in my own space? That's what we typically do in a relationship. I'm going to find this partner, and this partner is going to get me to where I want to be. But we're not thinking, is the partner already making an attempt to even get to where they need to be? Do they have to do work in their own space as well? Do they have issues that they're dealing with? Are you able to support each other when you're both going through thick and thin? Because you may still be dealing with stuff in your individual spaces. And if you're still dealing with stuff in your individual lives, when you come together, you're going to have headbutts of conflicts. The conflicts are just going to skyrocket, and you're going to be like, oh, this person and that person and this person and that person. But you're not looking at, is this person really doing work in their lives, and am I doing work in my life to get us to a place where we both can sharpen each other? Iron sharpens iron, deep calls unto deep. If somebody is not deep, how can they call unto you? If somebody is not sharpened, if the blade is weak, how can they sharpen you? Stop burying everything. The childhood trauma is what really rises to the surface when you go through a breakup or divorce. You may have been rejected as a child, or you have gone through some painful childhood experience, or you're from a dysfunctional family, and you finally find someone, and when it happens, everything that was dysfunctional in your past comes up to the surface. Oh, my life has been chaotic before, now it's chaotic again, and it's going around in circles. And everything is resurfacing. And it's like the pity party comes on. It's all about me. And then you awaken your ego and your fears and try to say to yourself, hi, Mr. Moore, how are you? Thanks for joining. And you start to really figure it out. And then you look at the other partner. You may either be sneaking and, sniffing every day through their profile to see what's going on. Because you're not looking at yourself and saying, you know what? It wasn't about them. It was about me. I need to do the work in my own space. Because if I do the work in my own space, guess what? When the partner shows up, they already see I've done the work. And I'm not going to settle for crap. I'm going to look at the crap and say, you know what? I ain't settling. Yeah, my standards may be high. It may take me 10 more years to get to where I need to be. But I'm good because I'm whole. And it's not about the material things that we make it. Because if you're focusing on what you can get, you're in a transaction. And a transaction would always have an end date. Every transaction comes to an end. If you go to the grocery store and you do a transaction, you will end up eating that grocery one day and it's all gone, and then you have to go back for more. Every transactional relationship has an end date. Let me type that out. Every transactional relationship has an end date. And when it ends, you're going to be back to a place of pain. Oh, that idiot. Oh, what she did. Oh, what he did. Oh, he used me and he did this. It was a transaction. It wasn't from a pure heart. It wasn't true love. Because when you're in a space of true love, you look at your partner and say, what if that was me on the other side going through? Another thing that ruins relationship after a breakup or divorce is you get to meet a partner And you're not really looking at who that partner is. You're looking at what you want from that relationship. And so when that partner needs space or time or are going through, all you're trying to make them do is see what you want, not what they're going through and how you can support them to get out from what they're going through. And when they shut down to a silence place where they're trying to process their thoughts, for example, to every single woman watching this, men, when men are going through, they want silence. They can see their friends 101 times in a day, but they just don't want anything related with the relationship because they're trying to process. We women are the tick, 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 and you nag and nag and nag, and the poor man is trying to process his thoughts and figure out how to get out of where he is and get to a better place. But when you do this tick, 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 in a new relationship and you're not giving him space to really deal with whatever he's dealing with, guess what happens to you? Relationship is over because he can't process those two things at the same time. I just had a call today with a client. Her problem was he's always trying to keep things away from me. Men don't share things most of the time, especially when you're still dating. They don't want to feel weak in front of you that they're going through hell. So they try to do it on their own. She's like, I still see him going out to hang out with his friends. He has every right to. He knew his friends before he met you. If that's the only thing that's consoling him in that moment that he's going through, guess what? That's all he needs. Thank you, Mr. Moore. That's all he needs. If hanging out with his friends is the only thing that will help him process whatever he's going through in that moment, that's all he needs. And if you cannot be the support, guess what? You will lose a partner that may be meant for you. Because here's how God operates, not how we think. God already sees you don't appreciate it. God is like, boom, I'm operating. I'm going to find somebody else who deserves this. I'm dropping it with the next person. It wasn't meant for you. You couldn't handle it. You think you're going to find something better out there. You may find worse. And then you're going to try and tolerate the worst thing. Let me sit here. Let me hang here. Let me try figure this out. And then you patch it up again. And then you're back to square one. Repeating cycles. Until you learn the lessons, you will keep repeating patterns. Nothing changes. And I'm telling you the truth about this thing because I hate to see people get hurt over and over again. You're going to leave one relationship. You're going to get to the next one. You're going to go again. You're going to try again. You're going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you're not asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why am I going through all this stuff all the time without really thinking, is it me or is it my partner? It goes both ways, men or women, both ways. When a man sees that the relationship is becoming, he's going through stuff already, he's trying to figure his life out, and he sees that the relationship is up to here, he's going to withdraw. That's the way men are wired. In case you don't know as a woman, the man is going to withdraw. He's going to try and figure things out while he's withdrawing from you. And all you do is charge. Cha, 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 cha. I'm going to talk all what I want. You're your user, you're a loser, you're this and you're that. But you're not even thinking of where he is with himself. Same applies to the man in case of a woman. She may be bringing things to your awareness. And all you're thinking is your ego. Because you've been hurt before and you have the fear of rejection. The truth about the fear of rejection in a relationship is men carry it more than we women do. We women are quick to quickly fall in love with somebody again. But the man, once he starts seeing that he's going through his healing process from his divorce, he starts seeing that the closeness is coming to where, hey, I may be loving somebody again. He's going to quickly withdraw a bit. Why? He doesn't want to get hurt again. Am I sure? And men think logically. Remember this. Men always think logically. So he's going to sit down and say, should I? Should I not? Should I? Let me take a breather, see how she's going to react. And if you're the woman who reacts in the sense of you continue to do the he's just going to say, you know what? I don't need this headache. And he starts to look somewhere else. That's the way men are wired. But it takes for you to heal, to be able to look at the partner and say, you know what? If this was me in this person's shoes, let me say this, no two relationships are the same. No two relationships. So if you're looking at Jane and John having it good on the outside, what you see, they may not have it good on the inside. And you start to compare your relationship to Jane and John. But you and your partner are not Jane and John. And so you're looking to Jane and John for advice. But what they're going through is not what you and your partner are going to go through. You may go through similar things, but not the exact same thing. And so you have to figure out what works best in my own relationship. What am I willing to sacrifice and compromise with to get me there? You're not going to find a partner who's 100% perfect. No. If anybody is perfect, they must be dead. Dead as in dead. Only God is perfect. And so you have to weigh it out. After a breakup or divorce, what work are you willing to do first to help you see? It's not about the fair weather friends who just want to keep you in a space where they're bitter as well and make you say, oh, let's have fun and party away, or let's go to club, and you're not thinking about the process you've been through. What are you learning from it? It's not about going shopping and consoling yourself. It's about looking within and saying, you know what don't I know about myself that I need to know? So that I'm not getting into another relationship and I'm being broken again. What work am I willing to do in my own space to get me to where I feel that if commitment shows up, and commitment doesn't show up on day one of your dating, by the way. Most people start to plan commitment from when they meet a guy. Oh, we can move in now. Oh, we can do this. But you will settle for convenience. Commitment takes you taking every single day after you are in a new relationship, evaluating you and your partner, evaluating where are we getting to? What did you notice about me today that I may need to work on? What have I noticed about you that you need to work on? And are you willing to accept that truth? Take that and run with it, because that will lead you to becoming accountable. I need to work on this stuff. She needs to work on this stuff. He needs to work on this stuff. And you bring it to the table and you lay it, and your partner says, you know what? I'm willing to do this. Yes, I'm ready for it. And if they don't, you bring it up again. Hey, nothing has changed. I need to know I'm not settling because I know what I'm looking for. If you're not putting your requirements on the table, how do you expect your partner to know what your requirements are? You have to constantly iterate it. You would have to constantly test the partner to see, are they real or not? Can you pick up a phone and call your partner at 2 a.m. and they're hopping up to say, is everything all right with you? Or is it a partner that will tell you, do you sleep at all? Why are you calling me at 2 a.m.? Can't you wait till tomorrow? If you ever have a partner like that who's telling you to wait till tomorrow, that may be a red flag for you to say, you know what, this person is not going to protect or look out for you. That's the bottom line truth. Can you have the conversation to where they're going through and all you're doing is praying, or stay silent and just let them be because they may need their own space? Do you know what it feels like to have your me time? For single women, get this. A man, every single woman or every divorced woman watching this, a man will never give up his me time for you. No. Men know how to love and take care of their me time. He's not going to say, you know what, I have boys' night out today. Because of you, I'm going to take a hike. and not go. Only maybe if you're sick. But if there's a game going on and they already have the boys' night out, hi Flaky, thanks for joining from the UK. He's gonna go for his night out. He knows how to spend his own time with himself. How are you doing it as a woman? Most of the time as a single woman, when you go through a breakup or divorce, social media is not really a great source of help. What you do is you start to post pictures. You know what your pictures do from a coaching perspective? Tells the man, I'm lonely. Tells the man, I'm available. Tells the man, I'm overly confident. Tells the man, I can be played with. Because the players are looking at that. I'm a dating coach. I tell my clients every time. The more selfies you put out, the more you're likely to get played on. Because he knows you're calling attention. I used to put a lot of selfies out until I started to realize, hey, because my own selfies were telling my story. But my inbox my inbox was clogged up, and I said, you know what? I have to consciously look at what I'm doing. What am I putting out? Because whatever you put out is what's going to come back to you. Every single day, I will get emails from pastors, from different people soliciting for their brothers and their uncles. And I started to look at my profile and say, what am I doing wrong? And I had to call myself to order. How much can you call yourself to order when you're falling apart? Then allow your ego to be the overly confident you. Because there's a huge difference between you being confident and your ego being overly confident. When your ego is overly confident, you're all, this is me, it's all about myself. And you will never see the need to think about we in a relationship. I've shared that quote from my book, Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality. When love speaks, it is about us or we. When ego speaks, it is about I or me. And when you're in a fearful and egoistical place, all you're thinking about is yourself. Not looking at the other partner in the relationship and saying, what if I was in that partner's shoes? What would I do? Because that's what true love will do. Look at it from a different perspective. 10 ways to skin a cat. What if I was the one going through? What would I do for my partner? And what can my partner do for me when I'm going through? Because whatever you give out is what comes back to you. It's not about rushing into a new relationship. It's about evaluating where you are after a breakup or divorce and looking at it and saying, you know what? What led me to this place of pain? What can I do to begin to work on myself to emerge? What can I learn about myself that I may not know yet, that all these people breaking me and reshaping me are bringing to my awareness? I want things to stop happening to me in a wrong way. I want to be the love that I want to attract. It's very easy. It's not complicated. It's very easy. It's not complicated. I've had that 4-hour call with my childhood friend and his wife. And at the end of the call, they looked at me like, wow, you've so grown. And I said, yes. I'm not perfect yet. I'm still a very much work in progress. I still make mistakes, but I learn from every single mistake I make. And I'm not going to go search. Because the Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And that's what I believe. When I become the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31, the man will find me. But if I'm not there yet, I'm going to find the crappy pieces that will break me further. Because I'm still a work in progress. My wheel of life is still not fully balanced yet, how I want it. I evaluate my life goals every single day and say, am I meeting them? Am I deficient in this area of my life? Am I deficient in this area? Because if I'm deficient in all the 8 areas of my wheel of life, then I'm going to attract people that are deficient that will bring me pain. But I've moved beyond the pain. I've healed, I've forgiven, I have the peace that I need in my own space to attract peace to myself. I'm the love that I need now so I can attract love to myself. And I'm still doing the work in me. And so all the work that I've done, if I get to meet someone now, that person has to be a reflection of what I've done to myself, because I can only do to others what I've done to myself. If I haven't done it to myself, if I don't have the love for myself, how can I give you the love that I don't have? You cannot give the love you don't have. You can't. You can't give the love you don't have. You can't even be the love that you're not. All you're going to do is package it. You cannot be the love that you don't have. You can't give it. What you'll do is repeat the patterns again because you're not the love you're looking to attract yet. As long as there's a level or a layer of pain in your life, you will keep attracting people that will bring you to the awareness of why you need to heal from that pain. I've had clients who have quit in between coaching, gone away and come back to say, you know what? We didn't receive it at first, but now we realize it because we repeated patterns 3, 4, 5 more times. And I'm not just saying this to capture you. I've had to do the work in my own space. And people see it. What they'll say to you when you've done the work, they'll call you high maintenance, too principled, too stuck up. But you know what you've done to get yourself to where you need to be. And you don't want to go back to become a shrub. Trees don't bend back to become shrubs. They keep growing. You don't want to stick with the weeds that can be pulled out anytime. You want to be what you want to receive. You don't want to receive more hurt. You don't want to receive bitterness. You don't want to receive resentment. Because if you're not there yet, those people that are the distractions will bring you all that stuff. Bitterness, anger, resentment, and all you keep doing is focusing on those. I shared on my personal space yesterday, on my profile. Every obstacle that you face in life is leading you to your next miracle in your own space. Every obstacle you face in life is leading you to your next miracle. But you have to be able to get out to be able to receive that miracle by healing from whatever is breaking you now. Because if you're not healing from it, you can't attract the miracle or the blessings to yourself. You would only attract pain to yourself. Pain always attracts pain. It's law of attraction. When are you going to get tired of repeating patterns and being with the same kind of partners, and then you generalize it at the end? All men are the same. All women are the same. It's all bull crappy people there. And when love shows up, because you're not the love you wish to attract yet, you're going to use the pain in your life to drive that partner away. Because you can't receive what you don't have. What you have, when you put it on the table, will attract what you need. But if you have pain, how can you attract love to yourself? Mr. Moore is asking me a question. How about parents' influence on marriage? Some parents are hypocrites and refuse to make corrections, especially when their child is their breadwinner and child refuses to let go of the parent, always discussing issues with them. Mr. Moore, that's a very great question. Let me go into that. How do parents influence their children in marriage? Most parents will hold their children back into bringing back feedback and feeding their children with negative things when it comes to a relationship. If you look deeply at those parents, and I'm not judging, I'm saying it as a coach. If you look deeply at those parents, they have a lot of pain they haven't healed from. So what we tend to do, because we've been so conditioned in this society that we live in, is to try and make that child remain on the same level that you are. The level of pain. Pain always attracts pain. So instead of me letting you find the partner that you deserve when you're going through your marriage, or give you the advice that can help you overcome. That parent may be going through the similar pain that your child is going through, and all that happens is control. I'm going to try to control this child so they stay in this same level of pain with me, and we're both going to experience that pain together. If you see a parent that heals because the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law continues to show them the love that helped them heal, or they come to a place where they recognize that they have so much pain, they will let you know. They will apologize to you for trying to destroy your marriage. They will come to a place of crying and healing themselves because they see the happiness they never had is what you're having. Most of the time, in real life, what we tend to do with our friends or our circle is to hold them in the same space of pain that we belong. You're not going to be better than me because I'm still experiencing some pain. So we're going to level up to the pain. But you don't want to level up with anyone. I have had to stand my own grounds because I saw the things I did not want in my life anymore. I've talked a lot more about this in my memoir coming up. There were things I saw as a child that I said, when I get married, I don't want this. But what did I do? I mirrored everything at first. I mirrored everything that I saw that I said I did not want. And that led me to a place of pain because that was all I knew. I didn't know anything else. That was all I was surrounded with. And I had to come to the point of looking at myself and saying, is this the life I want? I don't feel right within me. Something within me is longing to find more, to know me more, to figure out myself more, to emerge from where I am to a better place. What we tend to do is brainwash our children with the pain that we have and control them. And then when they get married, they repeat the same cycle and pattern, and they cannot see why they're stuck behind the pain. And then they have some resentment for us. Only when they go through the healing process do they see, oh my gosh, I sat behind this pain for so long and I didn't get beyond it. And you have to think about it. That's how we come to repeat patterns and cycles, generation curses. And it keeps going on, and it keeps getting worse from generation to generation to generation. Because you're building a level of pain from the first generation. You acquire more pain when you're the second generation and you're in your own relationship. You haven't healed from the one you incurred from a first generation. And so now second generation, you're carrying the pain and more pain. And then your children come up and they build more layer of pain. And narcissism begins to reign because you're now numb to who you are. And you don't even want to hear anything that reminds you of the pain because it just makes you get angry and even more controlling of other people. Narcissistic behavior, that's how it emerges. Bullying, that's how bullying emerges. Mr. Moore, thank you for asking that question because we need to dig into the roots. When do you want to create happiness for you? When do you want to create love for you? When do you really want to look at yourself and say, you know what? I deserve the best. Because you were created to be the best. You were created to be the best from the inception. All this conditioning that we go around with, take it off you. Take off the mask. Begin to really see why you need to be in a better place with yourself. Begin to really see why you need to heal and stop attracting people that are broken. Two broken people cannot have a healthy relationship. I've documented that in my book, Beyond the Pain. Two broken or unhealthy people cannot have a healthy relationship. All you will do is stab each other continuously. No, It's you. The conflicts just go on and on and on, and you're breaking each other. You're like, because you're not healthy. You're going to attract unhealthy. If you're healthy, all you would attract is healthy to yourself. Do the work. Do the work. Like I said, I was having that conversation, 4-hour conversation with my couple childhood friend yesterday, and I said to them, I'm still doing the work in my life. Don't you get it? And they're like, how can you be by yourself? I don't want to be by myself. That's the truth. Every man needs a woman and every woman needs a man. But do I want to be in a place where I'm going to bring pain back to my life? Absolutely not. If I see the pain is coming, I put up my boundaries and I set it and I say goodbye to it. Bye-bye. This girl is healed. I did the work. It was a very painful process to do the work. So I'm not going to attract more pain to myself. All I want is a healed person, a healthy person who can build with me. And I can build with them. And we can be a reflection of each other, and we're compatible. Like I shared with you, the 3 C's: compatibility, chemistry, and commitment. They all go together. I've written this in my book, Being Single. Get it and read about it. You want to be healthy. You want to attract healthy. You want to build a healthy life after a breakup or a relationship. Get rid of any pain in your life. Move beyond the pain. If you need to get coaching, get coaching. Inbox me, email me, go to my website, fill a complimentary session. I'm ready to support you. I had to go through it myself. At first, I did not like my coach. When she was saying things, I was just like, whatever. And then I had to examine myself and say, you know what? Do you want to be bitter for the rest of your life? What do you really deserve? That was the question she asked me. What do you believe you deserve? And I took it home and I started to write down, and I said, uh-oh, I wasn't attracting anything I said I deserved. I was the opposite. And talk is cheap. If you do the talk only every time, I'm in a better place. But are you doing the work? Because you have to talk and walk at the same time. You can't just talk. Talk is cheap. You have to walk it to be able to see it. You have to be committed to yourself to be able to see the level of commitment you want to attract to yourself. Because if you're so deeply committed to yourself, you will look at whatever is coming your way and say, you know what? You're not committed to yourself yet. I ain't going to settle for this. And people don't understand it when you're in your own space, because no one can experience the pain that you've experienced like you will have experienced it. No one can experience the healing you would experience until you experience it yourself. People will never understand it, but you don't need to explain to anyone. They don't need to understand it. You're the only one who is the CEO of your life. As long as you're living it damn right, every other person. And so you really have to look at it. You really have to look at it. Where do you want to be with yourself after a breakup or divorce? What are you working on to help you not attract the poor and unhealthy to yourself? What are you looking at that's going to stop you from bringing pain into your space? What are you willing to do? Whatever it takes, are you willing to go for it to get you beyond the pain? Because no one can do it but you. No one can do it but you. Again, it's my challenge to you. Feel free. Email me. Get my books. Read them. Become a reader. I wasn't really into this stuff before. But when I started to heal, I realized self-consciousness and a purposeful and healthy lifestyle, I'll never trade it for anything else. Never. Never. My peace that I have now, I will never trade it for anybody else's sorrow. If you're bringing sorrow, I'm like this. Stay in your lane. The happiness I have now, no one can take it from me because they didn't give it to me. I did the work to find the happiness that God really created for me when He created me. You can put a smile on my face today, but you can't make me happy if I'm not happy with myself. And so, again, I invite you, if you're ready to go on the journey of healing, if you're ready to go on the journey of commitment to yourself, if you're ready to move beyond the pain, if you're, Yum, thanks for joining from the UK. If you're ready to change your own story, we are in the 7th month of 2019. Today is the 11th day of the 7th month of 2019. Look at where you were January 1st. Look at where you were December 2018. Are you still stuck in the same place? Because no one can make you stuck except you choose to become stuck in the past. No one can help you resurrect if you're not willing to resurrect. Every day God gives you that resurrection, life and breath, the miracle that you are. But are you resurrecting on your own to go with the flow, to get to where you need to be and get the blessing and get the love that you need to attract as you become the love that you are? If you're willing and ready to do the work, it starts with you making a decision. As simple as, I'm ready to be committed to myself. I'm ready to do whatever it's going to take to get me there. I'm ready to break the chain and break the cycle and stop repeating patterns and change my own story and move forward. And the time is now. You're not even sure if you have the next nanosecond. You're not even sure if you have the next 5 minutes. You're not even sure if you have the next day or two. All you know that you have is this moment. This moment to make that decision that will forever change your life. I did 10 years ago. Exactly 10 years ago. March 10 years ago. I said to myself, I'm tired of being caged. I'm tired of not finding my voice. I'm tired of losing myself to someone who did not create me. I'm tired. All I want is the will of God for my life and to know who I am created to be. And I embarked on that journey that has taken me global, that has allowed me to write 3 books and coach people globally. Allowed me to speak globally, and I'm still doing work on coaching and speaking and writing. I wouldn't have met most of you on this platform if I did not make that commitment to myself 10 years ago. I wouldn't even be here. I would have been dead. I share that all the time. I would have been dead in my grave. But God knows He has a calling on me. And that's to help people find who they are, find their voice, know what works best for them prior to getting into a relationship or while in a relationship so that they can build healthier and purposefully and truthfully together. For a lifetime. It's not for 2 weeks or 3 months. It's for a lifetime. Take a look at where you are and ask yourself, you're willing to be truthful with yourself. Are you ready to do the work? And are you ready to jump? I'm here to support you. Email me, inbox me. Email is coaching@kemshogule.com. Go on my website, get the books. Go on Amazon, get the books. Get them on iBooks, Kindle, Nook, Kobo, wherever. And start to read. There's a workbook in 2 of my books, Beyond the Pain and Being Single. Write those things out and help yourself begin to see the real picture that you need to deal with. If you bury the pain for too long, the pain will bury you. Let me say that again. If you bury your pain and your past for too long, your pain and your past will bury you. They only leave you to become numb to yourself and dead to yourself. Dead people can't breathe life. They're dead. Sometimes you don't even know you're dead. You're just walking corpse. You're existing. But every day God wakes you up to leave. But are you willing to leave and become committed to yourself? The question lies in your hands. You're so much welcome, Mr. Moore. The question lies in your hands. Your friends cannot help you get there. Your family members cannot help you get there. You have to do the work on your own to get there. Because at the end of life, you have to look at it and say, what did I do with my life? People will say, well, I met you and I did this and that with you. But they can't say, I made you become you. You're the only one who has that power. You're the only one who God has handed the script to. You can distribute the script to anybody to come and become actors or actresses in your life, but you still have to take charge as the producer of the story. What are you willing to do to turn things around? 7/11/2019. 2019 is just a few months away from ending. What work are you willing to do? If I didn't do the work, I won't be here to encourage you or to enlighten you. I would have been dead. Think about it. If I can do it, you can. Much more. But you have to be determined to change your own story and to do the work. And I'm here to support you through the journey. If there are questions, I will take your questions. Mr. Moore, thanks so much for that question. If there are questions, I'll be more than happy to take your questions. Again, it's all about helping you look at life from a different perspective. What work are you willing to do? Are you willing to stop attracting people that don't deserve to be in your space? People who don't share your core values, people who don't meet your requirements, people who don't even deserve to be invited into your home to trash it. Because your life is a temple. And if you keep trashing the temple that God has created you to be, you won't know the value of who you are and what you are in life. There are no questions. I'll be signing off. If you have questions, inbox, email, feel free, call me. My number is on my page somewhere, and I'll be more than happy to spend a few minutes with you to help you get started to a journey of transformation, of new life, of new beginnings that will forever change your story. You have the power to do it. Only you can make the change to change your life, to change your story for the better, not for the bitter. You'll have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.